The Great Awakening, the global mass awakening of consciousness on planet Earth is happening right now. Maybe you didn't know, maybe you didn't hear about it, but supposedly, especially in the New Age community, yeah, it's happening right now, and it's been happening for a long, long time. So I've been very much aware of it for 20 years, right? With the dawning of spiritual resurgence just amongst the people with Eckhart Tolle, A New Earth, and all sorts of other books exploding, right? So New Age spirituality is massive, but will it really, really lead to a global awakening where we enter into a higher level of consciousness as a whole group on this planet? And to be honest, yeah, we're calling these people the first waivers. So those who are really on board with that idea and, adopting that, freedom and expression and pursuing the ultimate truth within themselves through whichever path they're coming across, finding the teachers that they resonate with, reading the books, doing the practices, letting go, doing the inner healing. There definitely is transformation that happens, right? And then anybody who does transform raises their level of consciousness, it affects the whole field. Because in reality, when you're getting into the highest teachings of spirituality, yeah, it is. Non-duality is a definite part of it, which means that, yeah, we're all one in reality, one consciousness. And we don't need to nitpick and talk about the individual souls and the differentiations there. But ultimately, we're just talking about consciousness, the field of consciousness, and life itself is a very manifestation and vibration of that consciousness. So there's a field that is aware of everything in existence, and it's the very awareness that creates the energy and the vibrations for life, for things to be. If there wasn't anything aware, then you couldn't say that anything exists. So the very highest awareness is ultimately the mind of God, right? Some people are breaking it down and talking about matrix simulation, like we're inside of a computer now. And you got to analyze that, and you got to break it down and say, okay, what makes more sense, right? Because even if that was the reality, then where did that come from? Where did the aliens come from in order to be able to create a computer that would simulate this whole universe, right? So there needs to be an ultimate source, formless and timeless, pure consciousness itself that is aware, right? And that's awareness that is creating the universe and everything in it. So as far as a global awakening is, if it's possible, well, it's only possible if we create a tipping point, right? Which means if enough people raise their level of consciousness high enough, then that will tip the field, and then more and more people will be doing so automatically, right? As more and more people live that truth, right? And then it spreads, from people to people, and all of a sudden, people are vibing and they don't know why. It's just the consciousness is elevated and the field is higher and you can feel it, and then everybody's more loving and kind and peaceful. So yeah, so that's why religions and Hinduism in particular, so yeah, it's so important for Hindus to wake up, to be on board, to actually practice the highest teachings, love, kindness, compassion, generosity, caring, not just to the temple, but to people, right? To really, really begin helping people out. Especially there's a lot of rich Indians and Hindus now, and they need to analyze that. Okay, what's the point of having all this wealth? Well, share it, spread it, help people. Ultimately, it's the most important thing. There won't be a global awakening without the religious people waking up as well, right? So that means all religions, Christians, the Jews, the Abrahamic religions will probably be a little bit more difficult because they're so ingrained in their divisiveness of my way is the only way. But the Dharmic religions, that's where the potentiality lies, right? So to really, 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 really practice that. So it's not enough to just say you're Hindu if you're not actually practicing the spirituality that is taught within Sanatana Dharma, right? So get into the scriptures, read the Bhagavad Gita, read the Upanishads, really have a desire to understand the highest truth, and then you get into that space where, oh, we're all, consciousness. Who am I? Get to the core of who am I, and then find out that, yeah, you're not the constructs of the mind. You're not the ego, the thinking mind. You're the consciousness that allows for that to be experienced, right? And then if you're that consciousness, then everybody else is also that. And then so where is that conscious manifesting from? Well, it's manifesting from the infinite field. You could call it many names. So Brahman, for me, I like to visualize, Vishnu. Vishnu is dreaming each universe into existence, because in that depiction, it's like very obvious that there's a consciousness there. It's a dream. We are literally in the dream of God right now. And it's that dream and that consciousness that allows everything to manifest within it. So incredibly potent, incredibly, powerful, powerful, powerful teachings. But the teachings don't do anything. They don't help unless we practice. And then sort of really be aware of what's coming up, what negativities are arising within you or from external sources, because then that's the perfect time to practice, right? So when we get into non-duality, it's just you. It's just you and God. And then there's external factors within the dream that come into your life, into your movie, into your dream, to point things out to you, to be like, oh, what do I need to work on? If this is all an appearance to my mind, things are going to come up in order to wake me up and to give me the insights I need in order to do so. So that's why we got to be grateful for everything, for all of the hardship, for all of the difficulties, for all of the suffering that we experience that leads us, to seek the truth. And then once you have that truth intellectually, then you got to apply it and be like, oh, okay, it's practice time. And then letting go of, oh, that's what's happening. I have a block. I have an internal, karmic debt that I need to resolve and pay off and work through and surrender and let go of. You got to let go of the lack, the hurt, the anger, the pain, and and get into a place of acceptance and allowing whatever's happening is happening. So letting people be how they are and then not be affected by that. So that's the ultimate aim. And then to treat people with love and light and dignity and hope. So that's my hope and my wish for you. If you're watching and you made it this far, thank you so much. Let me know. Feedback down in the comment section. Get a discussion. Are you practicing spirituality? What's your hope? Do you see a global awakening happening, or is it just getting darker and darker? So it's the darkness that's going to lead people to seek, and it's the seeking that's going to lead us out of suffering. But ultimately, it's an individual journey. We all have to put in the effort. So anyways, I hope and I pray and I wish that for you. Thank you so much. Leave a like, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.